What's going on, guys? Welcome to Anime with Ali. Today's episode, this episode in particular, I've been wanting to make for a very long time. You guys know what it is. If you don't, I'm going to tell you, Dragon Ball Super, baby. Let's do this. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whatever you want to call it. This is the anime that got me into anime. So, Dragon Ball Super is a continuation story of the Dragon Ball Z timeline from years ago. I mean, this is the first, or should I say, this was the first Dragon Ball anime in 18 years. Discounting Kai, discounting GT, which wasn't canon. This is a continuation of Z, and it took them 18 years. There's some people who aren't even as old as it's taken this series to churn out a new one. Now, Dragon Ball Super came out July of 2015, so having finished today, which is now March 25th, I think, just a little under 3 years in this duration. So this series continues the story of Goku and the Z Fighters. So we have, I think, 5 arcs in total in Dragon Ball Super. So it started with the God of Destruction arc, the Battle of Gods arc. Now, just touch on the first 2 arcs of this first arc also. Before Super came out, we had 2 movies. The first came out in 2014. It was the Battle of Gods movie, which had Goku pitted against even Beerus, the God of Destruction for Universe 7, which is the universe that Goku and the Z Fighters live in. We are then treated to Goku's first transformation, Super Saiyan God. So Goku's hair kind of goes all red, and to be honest, he looks really awesome. And this is transformation to kind of signify he's somewhere close to the God of Destruction's power level. So the first arc in Super, it's canon. Super is a canon continuation of the story. It talks about, pretty much it condenses the movie into a span of episodes. So we get a more fleshed out look at the Battle of Gods situation and story. And I think with the additional time that was given to this arc, bearing in mind the movie was around about an hour 45 or so, so to kind of be given more in the way of time to run the battle, to understand more about the story, the characters, the whole situation, I thought was really, really good and a great way to start Dragon Ball Super. Arc 2 was the Resurrection of Frieza arc. Again, that was a movie, Resurrection of F. Forgot to know F. Again, that benefited from the additional runtime. In the Resurrection of Frieza movie, the movie kind of, talks about the fact that Frieza has actually been revived using the Dragon Balls, and in this instance, to kind of make sure he can eradicate the Saiyan monkey scum, as he puts it in his own words, quote, he ends up training. He puts in the hard graft, and he ends up finding that he's got a level beyond his Super Frieza element, which is called Golden Frieza. And it allows Goku to kind of show off his next transformation, which is Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. This one is where Goku's hair goes blue. This is a power which is near enough on par with God of Destruction. Also, as a returning fan, someone who's seen the movies prior, I didn't hate this. I didn't actually not enjoy the fact I had to sit through them again. I was really having a good time because there's additional time to animate certain new, fight animations or just dialogue or something like that. So for me, a lot of it was still fresh, and it's Dragon Ball. Moving on from that, we then got our first original arc, the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 kind of tournament. This was really good in that we were introduced to further new characters, and we start to understand the kind of geography and biology behind Dragon Ball Super, and it spans across many different worlds, many different universes. It's really, really good in that we get to see Goku and friends against a new set of enemies at the time, and it's just really, really interesting to kind of see these kind of new fights and new characters and just interactions. It did take a while, having moved on from the 2 movies, but finally we got there, and the way it went and just overall feeling I got from it. So much potential, you know, a good start, but it can only be improved upon. Koi then moves on to the second arc, which was Future Trunks arc. I thought, you know, we got the ending during the Cell Games arc in Dragon Ball Z, but to know that there was a continuation of his story, I was psyched because, you know, at least for me, Future Trunks as a character, you know, he went through a lot of shit. He went through so much, and you know, I got so much endearment and so much kind of feeling for this guy. It talks about, of course, Future Trunks and his war against the evil known as Goku Black. It's just the first time they revealed who the enemy was, I was shocked because I was like, what the, how the, who the? It will definitely hit you for 6. And it's only down the line that you understand who this character is and people behind the scenes and this kind of whole new threat of evil. The last arc in Dragon Ball Super, which has just finished today, and I think ran the longest of all the other arcs, if I remember correctly, which probably I don't. This was the Battle of Universes arc. The aim of the game in this instance was your universe, whoever comes out on top, whoever is left standing tall at the end, that universe wins. The ones who are knocked out and who are, you know, deemed not able to compete, they're erased. They're actually erased from existence because this tournament is essentially the aim of it, the reason it was created, the reason it's brought all these people together is that it wants to show and to prove who is the strongest of all the universes in the Dragon Ball galaxy, Dragon Ball world. And you've got so many different, like, where do I start? I can't, it's all jumping up in my head, and even now I'm so hyped watching the finale, I gotta think back. So you've got new characters, returning characters. You've got characters who you didn't think you'd see fight again or even fight at all getting involved. You've got all the quintessential tropes and traits of Dragon Ball. You've got, you know, powerful attacks, screaming, transformations, epic battles, you know, surprises, just moments of awe. Just what it comes down to in the final arc is essentially Goku and a few others who are left remaining from Universe 7 against Jiren Toppo of Universe 11. Jiren being like a kind of unsurmountable wall that Goku has to kind of overcome. Jiren as a character, as a kind of foe, is something else, and the lengths and strides Goku has to take to overcome Jiren and to, you know, to ultimately kind of prove his superiority. It's amazing, you know, for the whole arc to kind of come to a close and to kind of have that closure within the arc, within the battle, within all of the series. You won't be disappointed. What can I say? I really feel like this whole series, Super, it takes pretty much what made Z, Kai to a lesser extent, and Dragon Ball in general amazing, and just add something to the formula. I'm like adding something, I don't know what it is I'm adding, but something. And to be honest, I feel that as a series, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, it never kind of fixed what was broken because there was nothing broken in the first place. It just only adds to the greatness that is Dragon Ball, in my opinion. It's obviously, it caters and it's for a certain audience and a certain genre of anime fans, of a certain demographic, should I say. But if you loved and you enjoyed and you want to see more of what made Dragon Ball Z great as a direct sequel, it just hit a home run. Like, it really did. What can I say? What can I say negatively about this? The modernization was fantastic. The music was token Dragon Ball. I mean, you know, you got the rock, the heavy metal, kind of memorable tunes, and just like you can see yourself humming them, and they fit, you know, very well in the scheme of the situation or the battle that's taking place. Also, can I touch on the voice. I watched it all in Japanese, so I watched it with subtitles at the beginning, having been used to watching Z and also the movies in dub. I didn't know if I can wrap my head around the subbing, in the original Japanese voice acting. But 131 episodes and done, I can say that comfortably, it really works and it fits. To be honest, what I think it does really well is that because it's playing off of its past, and that it's bringing back, lovable and memorable characters, and it's just continuing on from that story, it doesn't feel like it's been 18 years since the last years. It's such a direct and comfortable kind of progression from Z into Super. You don't feel like they've ever been away. I definitely feel there's been a general progression from each arc onto the next, and we've seen kind of closure for lots of different characters and different stories, and while also having some kind of loose ends and open-ended situations where there's been no kind of clear or kind of no definitive answer or end result, which you can only assume means we're going to get something in the future, whether that's in the form of more movies, original video animation, a short, or I'd hope so, a new or continuation of the series. What I've been hearing, because I looked into it, having found out Dragon Ball Super ends at episode 131, is it's going to be on a somewhat of a hiatus, and after this time, I would imagine, let's say I'm guessing here, possibly 2 to 3 years, we might hopefully then get something new. And I really hope it's a direct continuation, whether it could be a time skip, it could even, just throwing out ideas out here, it could be a canon retelling of GT, whatever it is. I'm hyped, I'm ready, because more Dragon Ball can only be a good thing. It also catered to, today's anime generation, today's anime fan, in that it was very modern, but also kept very true to Dragon Ball as a series and what made it great, what makes it great. I guess if I'm going to say any pros and cons right now, pros, it's Dragon Ball. Cons, to be honest, as I'm a Gohan mark, first thing I've got to say, they fucking ruined Gohan. He had his moments, but not enough in my personal opinion. Also, the less said about that one punch KO in the Frieza movie, the Frieza arc, the better. Oh my god. Zen-O-sama. Fucking hate that character. Just the look, the voice, just die. And also, it's a bit nitpicky, sure, I guess, but the fact that it's finished now, I would have thought with Dragon Ball Z, if I remember, it was 276 episodes long. This is only 131 Super. I really, really, really could have done with seeing another 100 or so episodes. I would have ate it all up. I do feel some characters are maybe underused, underutilized, and I feel that we could have had more screen time for certain characters or certain fights, certain situations. I'm so disappointed that it's over, but I'm also so excited that it's gonna come back. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.